Good morning. Peace and blessings, everybody. Hope you're having a great start of your morning, top of the morning, grand rising, peace, health, and tranquility is upon everyone that gets a chance to listen to this message. Please like, share, and subscribe. Voices of the voiceless, voices for the voiceless. I'm sorry, it's still early, but yeah, I want to get straight to it. You know, last night was the vice presidential debate. If you didn't get a chance to watch it live, we did stream it, so you can go to the video from last night and shout out to uh Queen Nisimo. She came over and we chopped it up a little bit after the debate to give our thoughts and immediate reaction to it because with these debates I always like to go back and after the initial watch, go back and kind of review it before I give my initial thoughts on the debate. But we did give some commentary after the debate. It was a great live, great conversation. So shout out to Nisimo for coming through and chopping it up. Everybody, uh, get a chance to go back and look at the debate and check out the commentary towards the end of the debate. Oh, right. So the thing about this debate, it happened at a very critical time. As it, if you don't know, a lot of things have transpired. Unfortunate things have transpired in this country and in this world. Number one, October 1st, which was yesterday, they had a shutdown on the southeastern ports of the entire country. They, the rail intermodal trucking industry um, is directly affected. They're on strike because the union workers at the port are on strike. That is a huge, you know, um, that is a huge impact on our economy. If they don't resolve that strike, inflation is going to go. You think inflation is high now? It's going to be through the roof. It's going to be astronomically high. It's already high as a giraffe right now, but it's going to be high past the galaxy if they don't get that under control. So we have to pray that and and and, and make sure that we do our due diligence to pray for that to be resolved because we do not want to deal with that inflation. And from what I'm hearing, um, it's just they're not even sitting at the table coming up with any numbers. So they haven't even began. That is very scary. A lot of the stuff that we get in this country that comes from overseas come through those southern states first off that water by boat. You know, um, millions of containers a day. So it's been a very strenuous situation. Now that happened October 1st, and then October 1st yesterday, um, another situation that is devastating. That takes precedence over everything is Iran threw some missiles and landed in Israel. And for those who don't know, we touched on it a little bit last night. Just to kind of put it in an understandable con construct, so people can kind of get the grasp of how that affects us. Is look at it like this: we already know America and Russia, we're superpowers. So look at you know America. and Russia as the big brothers. We have our issues. It's really no beef, but you know, we don't really see eye to eye on everything as it is. Now, Iran is like Russia's little brother, and Israel is our little brother. So we, help with their government in Israel and their funding, and Russia is the big brother to Iran. Now, when Iran bombed Israel yesterday, that has the potential to spark a World War III. And this is not no war where people running around in tanks and shoot shotguns. That this is a nuclear war. This is a war that is fought from a standpoint of push the button and you clear a whole country or knock a half a side of that country out. So this is very, very, very delicate situation that, I don't know if people understand how serious this war is. So we definitely need to be prayed up about that. And hopefully they can create a peaceful resolve because they are, Iran already made the first step. And notice Iran was the same ones that supposedly, allegedly, was threatening, presidential candidate Donald Trump. I don't know if I want to believe that or if this is some type of finesse, to for a different agenda. So we have to take everything we hear in the media as far as that pertains with a grain of salt. Because as far as I understand, Trump has great relations with all the world leaders. We saw that, and that's the difference between this administration and Trump's administration. There were no world wars. There were no in 4 years. I mean, we just have to be honest about that. Now we're on the brink of World War III, and it's just chaotic because the leadership is non-existent. I mean, all of this going on, and Joe Biden has the power to, most definitely has the power to end that strike at the those southeastern borders. Florida, uh, Alabama, the Carolinas, all those ports. He has the potential to step in and just eliminate all of this, but he refuses to do that. Why is that? Is this by design? If they're doing this to cause civil unrest purposely, I mean, these are questions that we have to ask ourselves. But I'm not gonna get too far off into that. But I just want to like show and illustrate the atmosphere that the country is in surrounding at the same day, because people thought that this vice president debate wasn't going to take place. Some people thought, oh no, it's too much going on right now. So this is the atmosphere that had been created surrounding this debate, and then on top of that, all the other issues that we have, with the economy, with the illegal immigration. It's just been a world where Americans have been going through a lot. The world has been dealing with a lot. So, with that being said, last night we had a historical um, debate on, I think the platform was ABC this time. And, just like the last debate between President Trump, Vice President Harris, and former President Trump, it was just at a critical time right now where these issues have to be addressed. So first and foremost, I do want to say shout out to JD Vance. You know what I'm saying? And why I say that is, man, he did a excellent job. He did the job that a lot of people wish that, as far as his performance, he came off very, diplomatic. You know what I'm saying? So they that's kind of how we wanted to see Trump when he debated Harris. That's why a lot of people felt like, he dropped the ball at. He looked a little agitated. But I understand Trump's anger. I mean, come on, man. They done threw Trump through the ringer. The man been uh fighting erroneous cases. They're trying to lock him up for some nonsense, put him through the criminal justice system, and he's being targeted literally by people trying to shoot him twice, as a former president. So I understand and I resonate with his anger. But on that stage, you know, uh, there's two parts to a debate. And make no mistake, a debate doesn't and shouldn't, really decide who should be the president or the vice president, but it's good to get you know, people that may be on the fence, it may help them make their decision, But for people that's already decided, like myself, the debate ain't gonna influence. But you have in a debate, like we was talking about the last time when I did my breakdown, we have two parts of it. You have policy, so that's 50% of a debate to me, and you have the actual performance, right? So the performance is how your delivery, your cadence, your relatability, your confidence to speak. Are you a good orator? Can you speak? Can you articulate your point? And far as JD Vance goes, he aced it, both policy and performance, killed it. Immaculate performance. Um, Tim Walls, Tim Walls is funny to me, man. Like that guy is kind of like, I wasn't feeling policy from him and the performance, and he had his moments, but it was a slaughter in this debate. Tim Walls got slaughtered. He didn't win. He didn't win me over on policy or performance. You know what I'm saying? But JD Vance looked it strong, and he also, what I'm saying, came off because see they draw a narrative about a false narratives in the media about JD Vance that he's just this terrible, uh, angry, combative guy, and he really killed that narrative last night. It was certain points where he was like, "Oh, I do agree with you," and I know Tim Walls. He's like, even though we agree on that, you know what I'm saying? This is the flip side of that. So he gave you know credit when credit was due, but still stood on what he's standing on as far as the his position on whatever topic that they were having. Like I remember one time uh, Tim Walsh was saying that uh, his son was 17 and had witnessed a shooting, and and when it was time for Vance to talk, he was like, "Man, first and foremost, man, I'm sorry that your son had to witness that. That's terrible. That's I empathize, I sympathize." So that gave the public, a chance to see his humanity side. Like, oh, he's not that bad of a guy. You know how the media paint people. So that was very good on JD Vance's. Like with Trump, you didn't really get that. I just got to be honest. Trump did a great job as far as policy, but his performance could have been stronger. Um, and another thing, the mediators would seem to be more fair, in my opinion. They still were biased because they are a leftist platform, but they were more fair than the mediators with Trump and Harris. So, they still had their moments where they wanted to just fact check what Vance was saying, but they didn't have that same smoke for Walls, and then they was leading Walls and with giving him multiple choice uh options to respond. Like, well, you should respond to this, or you should respond to that. So they didn't do that for Vance. So you saw that, but it was, I mean, Vance performed so well that you really had to pay attention to even catch that. You know what I'm saying? Because he just killed it. Uh yeah, that whole thing that with with that narrative got got murdered, slaughtered. Vance won a lot of people over, you know what I'm saying, that were, on the fence about him. And also, I will say this. Trump picked JD Vance when a lot of people didn't understand why. And last night gave people more of a understanding as to why he picked JD Vance. I mean, he has a background in law as a lawyer. He went to law school, and he's strong in areas where Trump lacks in. So they make a great team. Trump and Vance. That was a very good choice to pick JD. This is great for the campaign, but it is still about the top of the ticket. This is the vice president, so this doesn't decide who's going to run the country. But I will say this: Vance uh, is a bright future for the Republican Party. Him being so young, because I think he's only 40 years old, so he has a lot of time ahead of him. You know what I'm saying? And he's a bright light for the future for the Republican Party. They would like to go in that direction. So that's great that Trump put him on a ticket where he can be in that presidential seat maybe in years to come. Maybe in the next election, they might want more of that. What Trump and Vance ticket has to offer this time. God willing that they get in office. I'm praying, and that's who I'm voting for. But hopefully, he offers a look into the bright future of the Republican Party. Like with the Democrats, it's just it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you got Tim Walls over there, man, looking like the father of Soul Plane. He's funny as hell to me. I mean, so that's just another illustration of Trump's great decision making. Uh, and like I said, I just had a few notes I wanted to come and give my opinion on it. I thought it was actually an excellent debate. It really shows the difference in decision because I mean, Kamala Harris chose Tim Walz, and I'm gonna try to pin a picture of who Tim Walz family chose. We had a nice laugh about that last night, but Tim Walz whole family got Walls for Trump. They took a picture and they voted for Trump. That is crazy. They had the grandma, the auntie, the uncle, the niece, the cousin. Everybody got Trump shirts on. They ain't fooling with their own family member. Hey, I know Thanksgiving is gonna be very awkward with the Walls family this November. But yeah, y'all, man, I'm gonna get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm at work, but I just wanted to come give y'all some commentary, some to ponder as this election moves forward. We are in some very serious critical times once again. We got this war that's just became the number one issue that has to be resolved. We cannot afford to have a nuclear war in this world anywhere, and also the ports on the southeastern side of the country, we need to get that fixed. We also have the hurricane, a natural disaster in the Carolinas and such. That's another big issue. And shout out to Trump for going out there raising money and boots on the ground with that. I mean, where is the president and the vice president at right now on these issues? And we also, got the economy, illegal immigration. I mean, the country is in complete turmoil right now. So the choice to be obvious this November. I'm gonna check y'all a little later. Hopefully, maybe we could go live tonight, or tomorrow. It might be tonight or tomorrow, so we can really chop it up about what's going on because there's a lot to discuss. But once again, peace and blessings, everybody. Y'all have a great rest of your Wednesday. Well, no, what is it? Today Tuesday. I'm tweaking. Yeah, but great rest of your Tuesday. All right, y'all. Best.